Ek probeer my video aankry, so ek kry hom nie aan nie. Waar is hy?
Woon ek op die controls, daar sê video.
Got you.
Sorry. Nou sê Chantel, Steven, yes.
Ek het nou net aan die sort uitgeklim, so ek is okay om nie gesien te word. Dankie.
Ja, asseblief, familie, the social responsibility.
Familie show hierdie.
Ja, dis 'n familie show.
Wel, ek het 'n haarsny nodig en julle sien net ek klaar nie. Ek is nog steeds, ek face maar die music, jy weet.
Okay, dis 7:00, ons wag nog so 2-3 minute vir die mense wat uitfigure hoe Zoom werk.
Luister hierso, terwyl ek vir JP sien, happy birthday JP.
Dankie, Steven.
Sy happy.
Geluk JP, lekker verjaar.
Baie geluk.
Hoe was jou dag?
Ja, was rustig geweest. Kan julle my hoor?
Ons hoor jou hard en duidelik.
Ja, goed ja.
Cool.
Hoeveel somers het jy nou agter die rug, JP?
Te veel.
Nee, dan is jy in die regte klub. Ja, baie geluk man. Alles wat mooi is vir jou.
Thanks.
Okay, ons wag maar nog so 'n bietjie. Nog so 'n minuut of 2. Dat meeste daar's Jaire Wi-Fi hotspot. Sit julle video's aan julle, laat ons kan sien hoe lyk julle.
Ek sien ons is al by 28 April, Wieks.
Oh, shit. Hoe dit was. Oh, damn. Nee. Wanneer kom April? Waar kom April vandaan? Sorry.
As ek ons hierdie webinar nog wys vir die volgende 3 maande.
Okay, ek gaan maar daar so sit, laat dit nou nie. Well spotted, Eugene. Well spotted.
Mooi man.
Ja, Eugene. Lekker dit nie eens opgetel nie.
Dit is snaaks, dan moet jy kyk vir die screen, hè, maar
Ja.
mens sien dit nie.
Ek sal hom reg maak nou. Okay, maar op daai hoë noot gaan ek maar net vinnig ja, kom ons slaan oor Engels toe. Dis ons amptelike groepstaal. En ons recording is on. Everybody, welcome to the first webinar of the Residual Income Hunter Financial Freedom Group, January 2020. What an awesome opportunity for all of you to join and for me to see all your faces. I'm really privileged, humbled to see all of you and that all of you joined. So I think the momentum started last year, October, when we were at the last Carrot Boss conference, where Stephen and Eugene and a lot of the leaders got together afterwards, and we said, let's put a strategy forward and let's come up with a plan. Let's have a vision and let's drive the vision. Hence, we had a meeting in December, and we literally just sat down, got the vision down, and got the next steps. And one of the steps was to be more transparent, be informational, create a group that's more like family, and hence we decided that the webinar is the way to go, a monthly webinar where we will discuss what's going on, what's coming, and any issues. I mean, you'll see this later, a Q&A session. So this is literally where we can get together on a monthly basis. If the need arises, we can have the session more than once a month. But for now, let's start once a month. And so that we can get the people. I mean, as I mentioned earlier in our discussion before we started, we are a group of 230 people. We've grown in a year, I think, more than 50, 70, 80% of people joined in the last couple of months since October. I mean, immense growth. I mean, wow, wow, wow. I'm just saying thank you for all of you guys that put your hand up and said, let's make it work. So I don't want to go into too much detail about what's coming, but as you know, Carrot Bars is growing. Carrot Bars has launched a new packets, multi-packets, but we're not only here for Carrot Bars, although it's one of our main cash flow generators. We also here just tonight is mainly to just have a brief look at mindset. Stephen, as we look at the points of discussion tonight, Stephen will just take us through mindset that financial freedom is a matter of choice and not so much of chance anymore. Then Eugene will just go through the state of the global economy, just bring us up to date what's happening. Myself will go through the strategy, our vision, mission, the wealth mastery system, and then an exciting value add that the Norkia brothers brought to the group, the cash gold cash out. Yes, we can now cash out our cash gold. I mean, it's unique to the RIH group. I'm not aware of any other group in the bigger Carrot Bars, Wealth Masters, or Python Signals that has this opportunity or this value add. So well done, and thank you so much in advance for Herman and Hannes. Then we're going to have a question and answer session. So just for anybody that wants to ask a question that didn't have the chance, throw it out there. We as the leader group wants to hear what your questions, the question of the people on the ground. What's the concerns? What's the issues? And let's get it out there. And then we're going to have one of our rising stars, Alta, will tell us, she's the, I almost want to say young and upcoming stars of the group. And she's just going to share her journey. And then we're going to wrap up and show you what's the events, that's the forthcoming events, like the Carrot Bar events and the monthly training events. So without further ado, I want to ask Stephen, Dr. Stephen Smith. He's been presenting financial freedom training for almost 20 years, mindset coach, wealth coach, life coach. Stephen, all yours.
Thanks, Vickers. It's like I said earlier, I think it's a great breakthrough for us. You know, this first webinar, and I do believe it's going to grow. But even this opportunity, I think everyone that's connected right now is excited, you know, about their business, our business. We're together as a team. And for me, over these years, what you just mentioned, because about the 20 years, I think that's what I just want to pitch, you know, briefly, quickly tonight. And that is in a mindset, that's what the topic is. You can have $1 million in your hand, but if you don't know really what to do, if you don't have a mindset of wealth, you will lose that $1 million. We all know that. So the question tonight is that we need to ask ourselves and our downlines in Carrot Bars, our team, our business, how are we going to position ourselves in 2020 to build lasting wealth? That's the question that we need to ask ourselves. Because we know that wealth building is simple, but that does not mean it's easy. That's what I've picked up. That's what I've learned. That's what I'm seeing every day. That wealth building truly is simple, but it does not come easy. So I believe that the principles that we need to know and the steps that we need to take to get to our financial life in order are not rocket science. So this is something that we need to tell the ordinary people out there. We know that what works and what doesn't work. But however, putting the principles into practice, taking the steps are the difficult part, I believe. But we have to start. And I do believe that we're starting on a high note for 2020. We have to understand the wealth building is not easy, but it's definitely worth it. Carrot Boss is definitely worth it. It takes a lot of time, energy, effort, and it requires that we will position ourselves correctly. But what do I mean by that? You know, when we speak about positioning, because positioning for me has always been a buzzword for myself. It's a principle. I need to adapt some lifestyle positions. I need to adapt my mindset. I need to adapt my attitudes in order to be successful. And I just want to quickly, I'm just going to, run through these principles. I'm going to share some 5 principles, and I will make a video of this that we can upload later on as well and give to our download. But the number 1 principle for me is develop the right attitude. This is this one thing that I see that lack in success. Because having the wrong attitude, we know, can hinder our financially. Because let's face it, guys, ladies, gents, that our attitude can make or break us from our financial future. Either your attitude will propel you towards success or drag you down in defeat. Now, it might be helpful, that you think about what an attitude is. And the attitude is what we believe deep down inside of us. Our attitude toward ourselves may be shameful, it might be neglectful or positive. Now, similar, our attitude about the world or South Africa can be hopeful or defeated. Now, our attitudes are determined by our belief system, and this is where our big challenge is in signing people up, is their belief system. What you believe about something will usually determine how you feel about it. And that feeling, when you take your wife out for dinner, she doesn't remember the food, she remembers the feeling. So when we invite people, for home meetings or presentations or whatever medium we're going to use, is that how does people feel about that night? How do they feel about our business? How do they feel about wealth? So what does this have to do with building wealth, we might ask, but we have to develop the right attitude when it comes to our finances. Now, foster a positive, a hopeful mindset, and allow yourself to imagine success. That's my closing statement on attitude. Foster a positive, hopeful mindset, and allow yourself to imagine success. We are in this business, especially, with market-level marketing. Market-level marketing, multi-level marketing, rather, is that, we can get very discouraged when you find 10 people want to sign up. I just mentioned to Vikas now, we have a lot of blue dots in my downline. There's a lot of blue dots, but I got to have the right mindset to wealth, because that's what I will transpose. That's what I will, that's what I'm going to rub off. The second one, accept personal responsibility. Accept it. Yes. Personal responsibility. I'm going to go quickly now. Accepting personal responsibility is the highest form of any human being. Think about it, or even human maturity, rather. Think about it tonight. You are where you are largely due to the choices that you have made. Now, of course, you can't control everything that happens to you, but we can control our response at least. So this means that you alone are responsible for changing your financial circumstances. Be willing to give up your excuses, set the direction for your life, and chase it down. Be in control and accept the responsibility for your choices. The third thing is expect the best. What are your expectations related to wealth? Are they positive or are they negative? You can't have an attitude of expecting the best and be depressed. Rather, expecting the best is as simple as making a decision to see your future in a positive light. I believe it. So this sounds easy, I know this, but unfortunately it's not. The reason most people do not expect the best is that they have been disappointed one too many times. And this is one of the obstacles that we have in our presentations. Disappointing, things happen to all of us, but we can't allow those experiences to cause us to hide our heads in the sand. So be willing to keep hoping. Fourthly, be willing to be creative. Maybe, and I think this is a big thing in especially the Afrikaans people. Maybe we feel stuck or trapped in our current financial situation. ek weet ons sê 'n boer maak 'n plan, but man, we are not creative. You may have a bad habit that you think you'll never be able to break. You also may think, I'm never going to change. Well, you just have to be creative. We have to be creative in this year, I believe. No matter where you are right now, there's some sort of strategy that will help move us forward. And I want to comment on Vickers, you know, the creativity in RIH. What we've started here, there's huge creativity here, and I want to ask everyone, let's join in. Let's start, you know, be creative team members in this downline, so that we can make it one of the, you know, the strongest and biggest downlines in Caribas. So we probably have a strong tendency to doubt our own creativity, especially when we feel stuck in our current situation. But there's always a way to get where you need to go. And lastly, quickly, have confidence to design your future. You need to be willing to call the shots in your life. You have to be willing to pick up the pen and compose an ending to your own story. Write an ending to your own story. Have you ever asked yourself this question? What's important to me? You may be living your life for someone else without realizing. You might be living it for your boss. You might be living it for the economy. Then you're a slave, or your business. It's time to live your life for you and for God. That's it, for you and for God. So to design your own future, in closing, you have to identify your own priorities and your values. Determine which things are most meaningful to you. Don't allow yourself to be limited by what other people think. Remember, be willing to be creative. And here's the honest truth, ladies and gents. You can either stay stuck or you can grow. And if you aren't moving forward, you can count on the fact that you'll start to drift backward soon. I encourage you in 2020 to work on these 5 attitudes and mindset shifts. Take responsibility, position yourself to build lasting wealth.
Awesome, Stephen. Oh, another jam-packed information session from you. Thank you so much. I just wrote a few things down in my own words. Attitude, yeah, like you said, let's work on the attitude. The one thing, take absolute responsibility. Expect the best, be creative, and design your life. It's not finding your life, it's designing your life. Stephen, thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Then, moving on is Eugene. Please tell us what's going on out there. What's the latest and greatest in the global economy?
Cool, thanks, Vix. Yes, guys, I'll jump in. I'll spend just a few minutes. I don't want to bore you guys. I can talk for ages about this topic. I believe it's extremely important to know what's going on out there, especially in one of our main projects here being in gold. And the reason why we're in gold is because of the stability, the preservation of wealth that gold has always provided over the centuries. And you gotta look at the world around you, know what's going on there economically and financially speaking. And just a couple of highlights at this point in time. As you guys know, Davos has been going on of late. I'm not sure exactly when it finishes. I've seen a few nice and very interesting interviews. A bit of a feel as to what's coming out of Davos is interesting. In general, guys, the last year or so has been good for most international capital markets in terms of an upward yield curve, at least, or an upward curve of growth. Now, the interesting thing to note is that the rally in prices of the S&P 500, of the DAX, even of the South African top 40 over the past year, it's been mainly up. The rally of those prices are not value driven. And that's the concern that I have, is that this means that there's not sufficient value behind these investments to justify the prices. It's merely liquidity driven. We are sitting in an unprecedented time where negative yielding bonds and negative yielding debt has been on the increase. There's been a slight pullback since the end of last year. We're looking at $11 trillion of bonds currently carrying negative yields. Now that means you purchase a bond and knowing that you're going to get back less money when it matures. So in other words, it's a way that a government defaults on their debt, and institutions are actually buying that negative yielding debt. It doesn't make financial sense at all. That just shows that we've moved into a place now where the stimulation of the economy through cheap debt does not work anymore. Interest rates are too low. Governments can never ever, and central banks can never again push up interest rates. As soon as they do that, the markets are going to come crashing down because of the massive debt pile that's lying behind everything. So that is something important to note at this point in time. There's also, it's important to mention the coronavirus. You guys know of the coronavirus. Guys, the potential impact of this virus can be catastrophic. And it's actually important to know about these things because there are people, well-versed people, that claim that this virus offers a bigger threat than the SARS virus even did. The biggest threat in 100 years since the Spanish flu. And of course, we've seen the economic impact in the markets over the past couple of days. Also, even in the South African market, there's some Chinese cities that are on shutdown. Many businesses that are not allowed to operate. People are not allowed to travel. Guys, that's got a huge financial impact. So we just got to be aware of the implications that currently has in the markets and could still have going forward. Now, global economists have been predicting of late a sluggish economy. As we all know, South Africa, of course, the economy has been battling for years now. In the rest of the world, there's been a slowdown last year. They're still predicting a sluggish economy, but they're not expecting a recession. Now, that statement in itself for me is scary because normally these kind of things happen when you least expect it. And when all the Reuters and the Bloombergs and everybody says, no, recession shouldn't be imminent. When everybody says, no, we think we're in the clear, we're not expecting a recession, you know, then I get just a little bit nervous. What we must keep in mind as well is that the 2020, at the end of this year, we've got the elections in the United States, also a big international event, of course. And obviously, Donald Trump will do whatever he can to keep the markets nice and afloat, even if it means lowering interest rates even more, putting pressure on the US Fed to do that even more. Now, we've seen amidst the fact that even the dollar has been strong of late, but still gold has been stronger than it's been in many years. It's come out of a bear market about a year ago, and gold is now on strong footing. It's maintaining in excess of $1,550 an ounce, still has a long way to go. And keeping in mind that gold is a generational preservation of wealth. It is not a speculative instrument unless you really know what you're doing. But saving in gold has a longer term window. Having said that, gold seems to be going stronger and stronger. Mainstream investment CEOs, guys like Ray Dalio, has been saying as well of late more and more that everyone needs to have a portion of their portfolio in gold. And when we're talking gold, we're not talking COMEX contracts, we're not talking paper gold, we are talking the real asset. And the aim, my aim, is to accumulate as many as possible real assets. Governments, the central banks, everybody knows money, fiat currency is worth nothing. They will throw it at any problem easily. It doesn't cost them anything to print it. And that is why we've been seeing the markets rally as they have. And every debt cycle ends with a bust. Prices go up with the escalators, and they come down with the elevator. So we got to keep that in mind. But yeah, that's just very on a high level. I hope that's not too confusing. But yeah, that's it from my side on the global economy.
Gina, just one thing. You mentioned a while ago that there was a few companies, or a few countries rather, that were buying gold. Countries like, I think you said China?
Yeah, China has been buying gold like there's no tomorrow. Same with Russia, countries like Turkey as well. A couple of others that I don't have in front of me now. But yes, that's very true, Vix. Since last year, gold has become a tier 1 asset according to the Basel III banking regulations. Now, in short, it means that for the first time in many, many years, it is now to the benefit of a bank to have gold in their reserves, because that allows them to lend out more money. So that has been a part of it. And of course, also the fact that countries are really sick and tired of the US Fed abusing their position, really. The position that the US has, because every single international trade has to be cleared through the US Fed. The dollar has been in a very privileged position, which is going to come to an end at some stage. No international reserve currency has ever lasted for more than 100 years. The US dollar is now nearing that at a fairly quick pace. I mean, they're already over 70 or 80 years that they're international reserve currency. So yes, there's many countries that's positioning themselves. They're increasing their gold reserves. They know what it's about, and they know that a new dispensation will be coming at some stage, and we're seeing these countries are preparing themselves for it.
Awesome. Thanks, Gina. Thanks for that wrap up about the global and local economies. Thanks for that. Okay, let's move on to one of the main reasons why we have the session, and that's about the Residual Income Hunter Financial Freedom Group, the strategy. We sat down, as I said, the leaders sat down in December, second week of December, and we literally just sat and devise a strategy for 2020 because we want to add more value to more people faster. I believe, and I'm sure the rest of the leadership agrees with me, that we are literally bringing the financial gospel of choice to the people. And this is the good news. Gospel meaning good news. We are bringing good news to people. And we want to go beyond our relatives, friends, and family. We want to take it literally to the nations and tell people, listen, there's hope. For the first time, you don't need to get stuck or just settle for the current financial instruments that's available. With the help of carrot bars and wealth masters, we have ways to generate income, we have ways to preserve income, and with properties, we have ways to grow your income. So, and we're making use of online, offline, word of mouth means to take this vision to the provinces. We already strong in Mpumalanga. We want to go to the northern province, to all the provinces. The RIH group must grow to bring the financial news or financial gospel of choice. So if we know what we're going to do.
Sorry, because for interrupting you, but just on a positive note, there is that my vision is to break through the Mauritius province now.
Okay. We need people like that, the pioneers, Stephen. We need them there.
Yeah, I feel it's a field that we have to cover there. You know, there on the beach.
We ordain you to go there. Thanks, Stephen. Thanks for that. So yeah, now that we know the vision is, the mission is, how are we going to do it? And this is something that we've been talked about, but it's not formalized. And that's what the leadership decided in formalizing, and to bring this financial good news to people. We're going to do it via house meetings. Yes, small meetings in people's houses where they can sit in a comfortable atmosphere, have coffee and biscuits, and chat, and the presenter presenting the Carrot Bars business, and then people can ask questions. So it's a more comfortable way of doing small groups, easy in, out, 1 hour at the most. House meetings, I and the rest of the leadership believe that it will be a way to get into people's houses. Even if it's 3-4 meetings a week, we can reach more people and have intimate conversations and questions regarding Carrot Bars. Then also, we must remember financial freedom is also about risk diversification. That's why we not only focus on gold, there's a way to invest and expand your portfolio with property and cryptocurrency. The business partners we have there is Wealth Masters for the property and our trust. Then for cryptocurrency, we also have in Carrot Bars a crypto side, but also Python Signals, which has a new name of To Know It, that assist in expanding your crypto portfolio. Thirdly, the third pillar of our mission is duplication. We want to duplicate as quickly as possible. That's why currently there are standard onboarding documents that's in the Carrot Bars knowledge warehouse. It's available for you. And also we're going to leverage our training. You'll see there's weekly training and there's monthly training and also monthly training on Wealth Masters. So that is the duplication method. Also, then team culture is where we're going to look at what culture do we want to instill in our group. And immediately we can say the culture is the 4H value system, which stands for honorable, humble, and honest. I really believe in honorability. The people that we need to associate with in this group need to be honorable, need to be trainable, honorable. If you say something, you do it. Humble speaks for itself. I remember something that Tony says, what are you going to do if you get that $1 million? Will you still be the same person? That's why, humbleness, and then honesty. So with these 4 value system characteristics, we need to look for those people that have these values as well. So it's very important for me because you are known by the people you associate yourself with. And these are the values characteristics that we need to look out for. Also monthly training again, ad hoc training, and speed. Speed is one of the critical components for our team. We need to, there's no time to waste. That's why duplication is so important. Then the strategy. So what are the vehicles that we're going to use? All these things that we talk about is contained in the Wealth Mastery system, which consists of mindset, dreams, cash flow creation, cash flow preservation, and cash flow growth. With that means, so what we say is, there's actually 4 quadrants, but it's just now in a linear fashion. Mindset. In this Wealth Mastery system that we give to people, that we tell people about, it's mindset. We need to remind people that the mindset that got them here will not take them to financial freedom. We need to remind people about their dreams. People sit with the old mindset, a mindset like single income versus multiple sources of income, debt versus debt to be debt free. People still believe gold and trust are only for rich people. We need to break those mindsets. That's why this first component of mindset and dreams is so important. But like Stephen said in his session, we need to take responsibility for our own mindset. We need to look at our own attitudes. It all starts with us. The second component of the Wealth Mastery system is cash flow creation. That's where Carrot Bars is helping us very well. We have a powerful cash flow generator in the sense that we have a system backed by gold, pure bullion gold. We need to tell people that. We need to educate people about the importance of gold. We heard from Eugene, countries are stocking up on gold. What are they knowing that we don't know? Thirdly, cash flow preservation. Once you've created assets and cash flow, you need to somehow protect it. And that's where our business partner of Wealth Masters from Kurt Coetzee comes in. Powerful wealth generational structures where you can preserve your assets, your gold, your money, your art, whatever asset you have, property, you can preserve in generational structures like trust. But be mindful, it's specialized trust structures, and you need the help of professionals in achieving that. Then fourth and last, cash flow growth. Once you've created your cash and your assets and you've protected it, obviously you want it to grow. And with that, Wealth Masters is helping us as well, because with the powerful refinance techniques that they employ, your property portfolio can grow. With the help of To Know It or Python Signals, we can grow our crypto portfolios. Our business partners are critical in these instances. Carrot Bars, Wealth Masters, and To Know It are the partners that will take us forward and will assist us. We leverage of their knowledge, of their experience. So that's why leverage on compounding. with the money that we make with Carrot Bars, we invest in properties and we grow our properties. So leverage and compounding, those are the two principles that will make us rich. And let's remember that. So we can still talk about this in the question and answer session, but I think that's more or less about the strategy. First, we have the mission, to add value to more people faster. We're going to use house meetings, duplication to get it going. And what we are telling the people is to get your mindset right, get the cash flow generator, get the cash flow preservator and protection, and let's grow your wealth. So with that, I'm going into the next session, and that is the good news of cash, gold, cash out. Yes. Thanks to Herman and Hannes, we have a unique value proposition exclusive to the RIH group, where everybody that's bought cash gold, in your back office, you'll see the cash gold. We now have the opportunity to get cash. And quickly, I will explain the process because I've done the process last week. I've received my cash in my bank account, in my FNB bank account, so I can confirm the process is working. So quickly how it worked, the cash gold in your back office, you go to Carrot Pay and you can convert your cash gold to univols on carrotbars.com. Then what you do is you send those univols on your Carrot Pay site to Herman. Once Herman received it, he will let you know. You will create an invoice for Herman and you will send it via WhatsApp or email. And the moment he's received it, he will let you know and he will ask for your bank details or your Bitcoin wallet. I received my payment on the same day in my FNB account, and the value that it gives, or the amount that it gives, worked out to 660 Rand per 1 gram of gold bullion. He says he will beat any commercial offer. He compares his offers with the Mr. Kruger website, and I got the exact 660 Rand per gram, and I'm very, very grateful to Herman Hannes. So no need to convert the univols to gold and follow import process. This is same day payment, so it's literally the risk sits with Hannes and with Herman. You just get the payment once you've sent the gold via Carrot Pay. As I said, payment is in ZAR or in Bitcoin. Unfortunately, it's not for business univols or QR codes. So really an exciting value add to the group. I think suddenly people have hope that they can cash out their cash gold, and there's use for the cash gold. Very awesome, awesome news. Okay, now for the moment of truth, question and answers. May I remind you, Tony Robbins says, successful people ask better questions. As a result, they get better answers. So the floor is open for the next 5 to 10 minutes, asking questions. Myself and the leadership team leaders will assist in if there's any questions or queries. Any questions?
Because if I can just quickly, actually, I wanted to just say well done and thanks to yourself, of course, firstly for the webinar, and secondly to Hannes and Herman for taking the initiative, because the process that as you said is unique. It's exclusive to us RIH members. It's really nice because at the moment there's no buyback option of cash gold in Carrot Bars. So this is a great initiative. So thanks Herman and Hannes for the effort that you guys are doing in this. And yeah, I think we can definitely make use of that. So I want to encourage anybody. I mean, obviously they can surely, I suppose, because they can just reach out to Herman or Hannes to just say they want to, and give an indication of how much they want to exchange.
Yeah, Herman and Hannes, they are in a group, but if they have difficulty in getting connected with Hannes, I can always help. getting people connected to Herman. I think Herman is the contact point. So I spoke to him and he said, yes, anytime people are welcome, but preference will be given to people within the group before he's considering any other people. Maybe just a technical point, he says 18 grams or more, he will be able to give a good price, a very good rate. Anything less might not be favorable in terms of rate-wise. So I think once you decide to go this route, 18 grams will give you the optimum rate.
All right. Perfect. Thanks.
Any other questions, comments, queries, compliments, development points? Going once. Going.
I have a question. I have a question.
Yes.
What is Christian making there?
Yeah, so
Christian, what eet ons
cooking part of
vanaand?
the show.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
But should he be flexing while he's making that?
Ek is nou so honger. Yeah, no, also from my side, because thank you so much. This is great. There's a lot of info. I do realize as well, you know, just for the panel's sake, is that we're covering, maybe it's not the kind of questions that, or the information that you want right now, but we have to cover everything in this time slot. So just take what you need and digest it. But I think everything is valuable, very valuable.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you, Stephen, for the comments. Anybody else? I'm not going to stay too long, guys, but as normal, you're welcome to send questions via email, WhatsApp, personal WhatsApp to me on the group. I think we have a group here that's willing and able to answer most of the questions relating to Carrot Bars, Wealth Masters, Python Signals, and even if you're in Lifestyle Galaxy. Remember, we're building a family. We're building a family that can in the future sit together in coffee shops while other people are working. Think big. At the moment, I'm quite alone in coffee shops, so I'm looking for partners to join me. So please hurry up. I want some company in the coffee shops.
Dis dan al 'n koffie in die Kaap kom drink ek is.
Awesome. Thanks, JP.
Horiso, ek het gou 'n vraagie. Die Python ding. Ek weet nie veel van dit af nie, so al wat ek weet van die groep is die Carrot Bars gedeelte. So die Python ding, wie gebruik dit in die groep? Hoe suksesvol is dit?
Okay. JP, yeah, let's just stick to English. At the moment myself, and I know Eugene is also using the Python Signals. So Python Signals is literally educational reports. So they teach you on Bitcoins and the trends. And so it's a trend education. So they show you what's happening, not only on Bitcoin, but also on all the altcoins. And
so it's not a bot actually.
Not a bot. It's literally education. So every Thursday, Marius and his team, they have a webinar, 11 o'clock at night. But they teach people and show them the trends, when they must be ready. And also they look at other cryptos. They have a top 40 crypto report that they bring out every week or so.
Blog posts.
Yeah, Eugene, yeah, you can also add. You have more insights there.
Yeah, no, sorry, Vix, I didn't want to, but yeah, just sort of mentioned like blog posts, there's regular blog posts, there's regular trend analysis, like Vikas says, targets. You know, it just helps you with making informed decisions in building your crypto portfolio. And it's also got, of course, an affiliate reward system, which is quite a nice opportunity as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I think speaking about the affiliate system, guys, always remember to keep your line of sponsorship. Always remember that somebody introduced you to Carrot Bars. Honor that, please. Also, because we have not only Carrot Bars, we have Wealth Masters, we've got Lifestyle Galaxy, and also like Path and Signals, they have a referral system. So please make sure before you join one of these opportunities, make sure that your sponsor, ask your sponsor, is he or she in this opportunity, and get his or her referral link for this opportunity. Please honor, because Carrot Bars, we honor the people that introduce us. So always, before you join one of these things, just ask your sponsor for his link or her link, and let's keep it like that. Also, just on while we're on the team topic, you'll see that we leverage our training system or our training from other groups. There's Team Jayuchnas, there's Work Your Wealth, and I think most people got confused, because then they see Team Jayuchnas, then they see Work Your Wealth. Remember, in the bigger Carrot Bars ecosystem, there are a lot of groups and teams, of which the prominent ones are the Work Your Wealth teams and the Team Jayuchnas. RIH Financial Freedom Group is still a small fish in this pond, but we are growing. So, but the bigger groups, like I said, is Work Your Wealth and Team Jayuchnas. So we will join their training, but please be mindful that there are people that are aggressive recruiters, and they will try and pounce on our team members. So always remember, we make use of the training, but we don't join the groups. And the same goes for us. When we have an event, people will sometimes join, but we don't recruit them, people from outside. If they don't have a sponsor, or they're not into any of the project or the opportunities, yes, by all means. But before you sign up somebody, always ask who invited him or her, and ask for the sponsor. It's just to keep integrity and, again, humbleness, honesty, and honorability between the groups. So please be mindful of that. Does that answer your question, JP? Awesome. Okay, good. Then it's a huge privilege to ask Alta. Alta is one of the rising stars in our group. She joined at the end of October. Since then, she got 40 people in her downline. She's coached by Stephen. And Stephen, thanks so much for all your work and coaching that you've done in the Leidenburg team. I mean, Leidenburg is exploding. Middelburg is coming online. Nelspruit is coming online. Wow. So, Alta, in 3 to 4, 5 minutes, just tell us about your journey. Yeah, we want to hear. Just unmute yourself. Okay, Alta, I'll unmute you.
Op jou screen, Alta. Op jou screen. Die blou knopie bo.
Daar's hy. There you go, Alta.
Okay, is ek reg nou?
Daar's hy.
Hierso.
You're alive.
Okay, kan julle my hoor? Okay. Yeah, first of all, thank you, Vickers, for giving me this opportunity. I was looking for something to give me financial freedom, and then my brother Stephen introduced me to Carrot Bars. I was a little bit skeptic at first, but he always have a way to for me to believe in whatever he tells me. I believe in. So, but I soon realized that this will work, especially when I started realizing it's got something to do with gold. I just want to share something to you that in 2011, I had the opportunity to visit Israel with a group of ladies, and our tour guide introduced us to a prophet by the name of Israel. And we all thought that he's going to pray for us and lay hands on us, but he actually educated us. One of the things that he educated us was like, your South African women need to get your hands on gold. If you can buy gold, you will survive in South Africa. That was his words in 2011. And when I realized that carrot bars has got something to do with gold, I said to myself, well, let's go for it. So thank you, Stephen. Thank you, Vickers, for introducing me to this great opportunity. I just want to say that I just realized that if I want to make carrot bars a success in my life, I need to at least give 1 hour a day into carrot bars. I need to educate myself. I need to be on the ball with all the news that's coming in. My head was spinning, still spinning at first. It's a lot of information. I'm also still currently working, but not for long anymore, because I also realized that because I can join you in the coffee shop soon. So yeah, I just said to myself, this is what I want to do. I want my time for myself, and I want to be free financially and also free in my time. So yeah, as I said, 1 hour a day, start baby steps. I know there's some people that's watching that feels like very overwhelming about everything. But if you say to yourself, just step by step, day by day, I'm going to talk about it. I'm going to educate myself. It's going to be easier for you to speak to other people about it. You will soon start reaping the fruit that you started to sow. Yeah. Thank you, Vickers.
Thanks so much, Alta. I think, ladies and gents, what we heard is Alta making a decision. I remember when I met her the first time, she made up her mind and said, I'm going to make this work. Whenever you make the decision that you're going to make carrot bars work. Unless you make the decision, they say if you treat something like a hobby, it's going to pay you like a hobby. If you treat it like a business, it's going to pay you like a business. And that's the message that Alta is giving us. Make a decision that you're going to make it work and that you're going to almost retire with carrot bars as one of your main source of incomes. Because otherwise, if you keep on doubting, delaying, postponing, procrastinating, carrot bars is just going to be another opportunity that's not going to work. So please make a decision, whether it's this week, next month, in the next year, but come to the decision and say, I'm going to make this work. And you'll see, once you decide to make it work, things will start falling in place. With that, we come to the last slide, events. And this is important for us as we're building team, we're building business. Very important, carrot bars next week, Wednesday to Friday. You'll see, and I'll post the links, carrot bars. There will be the Team Jayuchnas will have a session where they present, where Marcus and Tony will be presenting. It's in Joburg. Please see if you can attend Wednesday the 5th, because that's where there will be team training, product training. The 7th is more for your investors, people that just don't build teams and not interested in affiliate marketing. So the 5th and the 6th will be more team building, marketing related. I think very important for us team builders. Then another event to take note of is the Wealth Masters Club every month at the Gallagher Convention Center. They bring us the Wealth Mastery system, which entails trust, the way you can protect your portfolio, the way you can reduce your tax rate, and also to grow your portfolio. Then monthly, there are Team Jayuchna's ignition events. They normally on the last Saturday of the month. I'll also send you the link to the Team Jayuchna's booking site. They had one this past Saturday. I must say it was fully attended, and I've attended a lot of those events, and I can tell you, really good value for money. I think it costs about 200 Rand to attend, but really they go into a presentation for the first hour and a half of the day. It starts by 9 o'clock, and from 11 till 4 o'clock, more or less, they have carrot bars training. Team Jayuchinus is only focused on carrot bars. They believe to focus on one income generating opportunity alone. Then the weekly Tuesdays with Tammy. Right after this, you will be able to attend a Tuesday with Tammy session. That's also a business presentation to affiliates. So you're welcome. It's a webinar, online webinar. You're welcome to invite people, send them the link. The link is on her website, even Facebook page, Tammy Morrison. Send them the link and you will be able to leverage from her as well. So these are the events that we as a group subscribe to. We promote it. Remember, it's training events and it's not an invitation to join any such teams. So, and then last but not least, remember us, our Facebook page. I want to encourage you all to join the Facebook page. You'll see you'll request access, I'll approve it, and then things like I have Mindset Mondays, where I post Stephen's posts. He has inspirational and mindset coaching. I posted on there any events that I attend or that group members attend. So really, it's an informational hub which we can send to people, ask people to join, just so that they see we are online and we are rocking and rolling. So we have 4 minutes left. Are there any questions, comments, queries before we close?
Nope.
No?
Just one thing. Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes. Ooh.
Okay, it's Jas. It's Jas. My name
Yes,
is
Jas.
Jas.
Yes, Jas.
Just one thing with regards to the 5th and the 7th. What time is it? Is it during the day? Is it during the dag? Of is it in the aand?
It's during the day. So it's from 9 till 5 every day. The 7th, it will be 9 till 3-ish, I think. So it's a day event, yes. Day event.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Thanks. Ladies and gents, with that, thank you so much for your participation. Thank you for Stephen, Eugene, Alta. Thank you for you guys. We really appreciate you guys. Yeah, it's been an honor to serve you guys. And yeah, till next month, be blessed, be greatly blessed, highly favored, and deeply loved. Awesome. Cheers.
Thanks, Vickers. Thanks, team.
Vickers.
Go forth and
Thank you.
conquer.
Be blessed.
Amen.
Bye-bye.
Bye.